Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Well, good morning, Melbourne. How cold are you? How cold?
Fresh. Dino.
Yo.
I've been busy this morning.
Yeah, man.
You made a purchase. I can't wait to find out what it is.
Well, yesterday, John, because he's doing up his pool room, he's putting a lot of work and pride into
The
it.
cabana.
And he needed a TV for it. And you know TVs these days, 1 minute they cost $1 million. And then you look at an 85-inch Samsung
Yes.
for the competitive rate of $1,800.
What?
Would have gone for $10,000 only 12 months ago. I said that to Dino the other day because they had this sort of a bit of a nothing pool house, and we've done it up. So we've got to turn this into a bit of a room the boys can come to and have a quiet beer. But you need a good TV, Swanee.
Yeah.
A centrepiece. I said to Dino though, mate, you're paying an extraordinary amount of dollars, and he said, just wait,
Hold.
just wait, hold the line. He
Mr.
said,
Dino.
whenever they're getting rid of last year's stock, they discount it by heaps.
And
And Dino just sent me one through today.
And
what size is it?
85-inch.
85-inch.
That's...
You can sleep on it, Swanee. It's that
That's as big as Andre the Giant's thigh.
Yes, it
big.
is.
Yes.
Now, can you imagine when we watch Rocky? Can you imagine watching this in HD?
Oh, my God.
Mickey's Rocky crying.
Nah. You can't beat the sound. You can't beat the resolution. It's a smart TV, Swanee, so you can stream it.
Can I...
So I don't know what else there
I've
is.
never seen you
Thank you,
so...
Mr. Texpert over there.
He's casual at JB Hi-Fi now.
Apparently it's HD, Swanee, all these
Of course
words.
it is. There was another thing
LCDs
today,
and LEDs.
4K.
And, geez,
All of
4K.
it.
What I've got to ask is this. I've never seen you so animated or excited about anything
Oh, it's
in the
unbelievable.
7 or 8 years I've known you.
It just come through.
Is there a bed for you in the pool house? Because
There is.
this is what's happened. So
Oh,
he
yes.
created himself an oasis
It's his
for
apartment.
Summer John.
Smart.
Yeah.
Because it's not big enough. It's not big enough. So I got me mate to design this little... I said, why don't you just kick that wall out a little bit extra?
Yes.
And then you can have one of those hidden beds.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got
Yeah,
one?
one of those ones that pull down from the wall, Swanee.
Yeah, with a
Yeah.
mirror above it on the ceiling.
yeah.
You just need-
That's right.
You just need a mailbox and you're done.
I'm right.
Yeah.
So I've started to move out.
Great.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
It's time to stop putting off your trips and start celebrating summer with an amazing getaway.
Whatif.com has all kinds of accommodation options all around Oz.
Check them out on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
World Cup's going on at the moment. Some Pommy Bogans have made their way to Qatar, Swanee.
Yes.
There's been a lot of controversy about this World Cup in Qatar.
There has.
Especially trying to find a beer. Because normally beer drinking or alcohol drinking in Qatar is banned, Swanee.
So there's no alcohol at all. in
Well,
Qatar.
there is in some place. If you go searching for it, just like these English fans, Christine Swan, who
Right.
just enjoying a little bit of a night out, and they went looking.
So we've just been having a good time, having a mooch, getting our bearings right, and just the setup's spot on, Yeah, we've been enjoying ourselves, haven't we, John?
Yeah, last night we met one of the Sheikh's sons and he took us back to the palace and he showed us he had lions and everything. They made us so welcome. And look around you, it doesn't get any better than this.
Oh, I
nice.
am in.
Doesn't get any better
I
than
am
this.
all in.
I think I don't speak for only myself when I say, isn't it nice to hear from the Beatles again?
John
That's
Lennon.
fantastic.
John
isn't it?
Lennon's alive and well
John
with
Lennon.
Ringo in Qatar.
John Lennon and Ringo met one of the Sheikh's sons.
Imagine that, getting a bit loaded, meeting a sheik's son and going in to see a tiger in a dam.
They had lions and stuff.
Lions and stuff. And
It's the
what
hangover.
else? What else did they find?
Basically, we were obviously on a bit of a hunt for some beers, and he was like, yeah, we saw beers. So we jumped into the back of his Toyota Land Cruiser, ended up at a big palace, and we were in the back. He showed us his monkeys, his exotic birds. It was nuts.
Monkeys and exotic birds.
Fuck. Monkeys. I thought it was bears at first, but it's birds. There's a little D in there, Swanee.
It's fun when you're out and life takes you on an adventure.
Oh, how
like that.
good.
Especially in a Land Cruiser.
A Toyota Land Cruiser, in the back of the Land Cruiser, and you're on the way to the Sheik's place for a few beers, Swanee.
Magical.
They love it. So it got me thinking, 13, 24, 10, where have you ended up on a session?
Oh, yes.
We've all done it, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
It's just fun as hell. You're not predicting it.
Yes.
The night just takes a sudden turn.
I remember you,
For the good.
you, Dean. I mean, you've ended up lots of places, but one that I remember in our friendship friendship is stuck in a lift
Oh!
at Mount's house.
Yeah, me and Pang were stuck in a lift, and we all thought we might have to drink our own urine to survive.
Wow.
But we did not.
13 24 10. Where have you ended up in a session, Margaret?
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Good.
Maggie.
Okay, so it was my hen's night, and I was at the New G pub, of all salubrious places.
Where's
And it
that?
happened, New G.
New G.
Where's that? It's NOO.
Okay, so go towards Melbourne, and when you get to Warragul, go left and go into the mountains.
Got it.
Nice.
Yep.
You're rough up
Okay,
there.
so it's a tiny little beautiful place. You should go there. I suggest it.
Nice.
And it happened to be the same time as the Christmas party for all the guys that fell trees. So big blokes.
Loggers, yes.
And they were loose. And they had this
Facial
big...
hair.
Yeah, a lot of facial hair and a lot of tummies.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, nice big beer drinking blokes. And they had a big truck. So we all pile in the back of the truck and we end up at their party. And my bridesmaid thinks it's a good idea to find the least attractive man to crack onto me.
Yes.
Let's just say the photos were, not very good.
How many teeth were in his head, Margaret?
How many what were in his head?
Teeth.
Oh, there were a couple. He still had some.
What a night out. What a memorable night.
Oh, what a memorable night.
Did you, were you married? Did you make it down the aisle, Margaret, after this party?
I did make it down the aisle, thank you.
To the woodsman or to your boyfriend at the time?
Oh, I chose to marry my boyfriend at the time. I didn't think the other guy was suitable.
He's married
The
material.
woodsman.
Margaret, you were lucky to make it out of there alive. You don't go into the woods with strangers. It ends badly.
on you,
6
Mark.
bottles of Zonzo. Thank you, our dear mate, Rob in
Back
Langwarren.
of a ute. Can you imagine the
Jeez, that would be-
squeal?
Good morning,
Imagine.
legends. How are we going?
Good,
Hello,
Bobby.
Robert.
So my
Where'd you end
night
up?
started out down at the Dramana pub. The boys and I were down on a bit of a bender on a Friday night.
Yes.
And as responsible as we are, we decided to walk down to the Rye Pier, so it's a fair walk.
Yep.
And then I became legless, so my mates put me in a trolley, and they wheeled me down to the Rye Pier, and I ended up legless in a shopping trolley, and I fell asleep.
Yes.
So you slept with all your limbs hanging out like Woody from Toy Story in a shopping trolley.
Absolutely, Chrissy. That's a great way to explain it. That's pretty much spot on.
Thank you, Robert.
Rob, was there a deep wave of shame that engulfed you the next morning?
Yeah, a little bit, Dino. Shame was definitely upon me. I was very sore as well.
Absolutely. That'd be uncomfortable sleeping in a shopping trolley. Like, you'd sleep anywhere, but not in a shopping trolley. They should have just gone bang, thrown you off the end of the pier.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Good on you, Robbie.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Royalty.
Jimmy Barnes, an iconic Australian musician who also has been the last voice of every show we've done for over 4 years. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. It's been a big year for Jimmy as he's re-released one of the best albums of all time, Soul Deep, 30 the Deluxe Edition, and a new Christmas album called Blue Christmas, which is out November 25, available for pre-order now. Here's Barnesy.
I didn't know this was what I needed, Jimmy Barnes, a Christmas album from you.
I know it's like a contradiction of terms, and it's me singing Silent Night. There's something definitely
How'd you
funny.
go
about
with
it.
that?
That was good. Yeah, I had to sort of back off a bit.
Yeah, just pull it back.
Yeah, back of gear.
I know that Christmas, was rough for you growing up, as it is for a lot of people, that are raised in extreme poverty.
Yeah.
I love the fact that when you had a family of your own, you initially were like, I'm going to get them the Tonka trucks, I'm going to get them everything.
Everything, yeah.
And then you kind of turn that on its head. And you've got a new, an old now, Barnes Christmas tradition. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I've got to say, a lot of that came from Jane.
Yes.
Jane's a girl with a great values, you see.
Yes.
And she just didn't want Christmas for the kids to be, because of course, like you said, I wanted to buy everything.
Stuff.
Yeah, let me buy you, a real car,
Yeah.
But she wanted them to actually make something. So every Christmas, for as long as we've had Christmas, the kids, everybody makes presents for each other. You can buy presents as well if you want, but you have to make something. You have to make the effort and put your love into something.
I love that idea.
It's really good,
Right.
and the kids really, and it gets a bit competitive.
I bet it does.
Because they all make really good presents. Like
What are some examples of things that you've received over the years? If I just want to get inspiration.
How about some of the great things that kids paint? Really good paintings.
Yes.
They made frames for painting. They do photos. They make biscuits. They make cakes. They make they knit things.
Do they write stories?
They write stories. They write songs. I've had songs written for me.
Wow!
And one of the things that inspired this record was it must have been 30 years ago now. Mahalia was only like 10, and she took all the kids. She's the eldest. She took all the kids and the cousins down into the garage without me knowing, and recorded this medley of Christmas carols. And no kidding, it was so beautiful. It broke my heart. But on Christmas Day, because we're doing the big Christmas, there's prezzies everywhere. Everybody's doing all the thing, and they played this song for me, and I cried. And I've still got it. I still got it on my computer, and I cry whenever I play it. It's so gorgeous.
Do they ever set up the choir for you on Christmas Day, Jimmy? Just give you your own.
They should. They do actually. Well, my place is like a choir.
Yeah.
Because the Christmas lunch for us it's a big thing. We extended family. All the Jane's relatives, all mine.
Yeah.
Any strays, any of the kids' friends that haven't got family around, or
it's
from
a big
overseas.
theme in your life. Obviously, you're known, as a living national treasure, and your music's been extraordinary. But when I think of you, I think of your family.
And
you
our
are
family's
a huge
quite extended.
family man.
Yeah, it's extended. And we like, if anybody hasn't got family, they're welcome as well.
Yeah.
So we quite often sit down for 50 people, sit down lunch. For Christmas Day.
I love that. That's like my dream.
It's awesome, but it takes a bit of work, but it's a bit like the loaves and fishes. Everybody does something.
What's your contribution around the meals?
I'm there's a few things I'm good at. I get up in the morning. Like last Christmas, I cooked.
There's no haggis.
I cooked two smoked in a smoker goose.
Really?
Smoked goose.
Aren't they your pets, Jimmy?
No, they are now. No, I'm not allowed to cook them anymore. No, I'm not allowed to cook them anymore. No, because
I've read that you've got a goose called Ryan Gosling. Was he dinner?
Ryan. This is before Ryan came along.
Okay.
This is now, and I you know what? I'm going to tell you that he's delicious. Ryan's delicious, but this is, and then suddenly this year I cooked goose last year, and then this year we've adopted these geese, and now I'm not allowed to cook goose anymore. I can't cook. No, they'll look at them. I'm never cooking you again.
You can't.
I'm never cooking you again.
Geez, you'd be a bit nervous if you're an animal floating around Jimmy Barnes' place, wouldn't you?
Especially if he starts talking to you. If he gives you a name, get the hell out of there.
That's right.
Yes.
You know what? Listen, the geese when these geese, because have you seen the geese story? Jane's adopted these geese, and we actually had a death in the family yesterday.
Oh,
Brian Gosling.
Oh no, not Brian.
Brian Gosling died. Ryan's brother.
Well, then you could cook him.
No, we don't want to cook him though. He's too nice, and he was lying there looking at me.
He's too nice. We only cook the bastards.
Only the bastard goose. But Brian died. We don't know what off yesterday. He's only 2 years old. Yeah. So we've got three.
Maybe a broken heart after last Christmas.
He heard Christmas is coming. I'm just going to finish it now. and we've got three geese, goslings, little ones,
right,
little tiny ones. Yeah, so they'll be delicious. Yeah.
I mean, we don't mean that.
Now, Jimmy, were you in? Because there's been many people have had a crack at Christmas albums over the years. Were you inspired by Ray Hadley's effort for his Christmas album?
I haven't heard Ray's album.
I hope yours is better.
I've got to dig it out. Now you've said it.
Oh, yours will be better.
You know what? The records, I've got to sort of go to, like everybody around Christmas, you dig out your Christmas records. I normally dig out Nat King Cole.
I love Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby,
to me,
Frank Sinatra.
He's the quintessential sound of Christmas.
Really beautiful.
Bing.
And Bing Crosby, and David Bowie,
Yes.
That singing.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey. Have you tried to sing with Mariah Carey though? You can do yourself an injury, because she sings too many notes.
Yes,
absolutely.
But Bublé's record's pretty good.
Bublé's good.
But I thought it was just. I thought you'll notice. Vic and Linda have got a record this year too.
I know. I love those girls.
I think it's great that Australians are starting to sort of sing carols in our own voices for our own people. I've sang for people in this country for 50 years. I thought it was time I sang a
What
Christmas
was your
carol.
favourite off the album? I'm mad for a Christmas album.
You know what? I think Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas,
Yeah.
because and mainly because that's a song. There's a few songs that Nat King Cole did and basically I'm impersonating my father who was impersonating Nat King Cole.
Bless,
yeah,
how lovely.
and I love Nat King Cole. So, but I mean, I like them all. I mean, Auld Lang Syne, the last track on the record, is one of my favourites. And in a Scottish tradition, over that whole holiday period, the big thing we celebrate even more than Christmas is New Year.
Yeah.
And at midnight, New Year, everybody has a whiskey and they sing Auld Lang Syne and stuff. It's like, forget about the past. Particularly my parents would be singing it to you. Don't worry about the past. Let's forget all that and we'll start again, okay?
Carte blanche, January 1st.
And we'll start fresh, and it's it's a beautiful song. But I like all the carols. So because when we were little, like you said, it was as it is for so many people in the world and in this country. It's Christmas is a whole new bunch of pressures on families who have no money and are struggling. So one of the things we did have and we had plenty of was we could sing.
Yeah.
And so that even though we didn't have a lot of presents, we would sing. And so carols have always been really important to us. We used to go out and walk around the neighbourhood singing to all the neighbours and stuff. So it was good.
Celebrate the festive season with Jimmy Barnes' new album Blue Christmas, out November 25, and it's available for pre-order now. That sounds like a must-have and goes beautifully with a glass of red and a slice of Ryan Gosling.
Oh no! I've got Gosling sandwich.
I've got two things I want to cover off with you. I thought if I ever see you again. I recently went to Trentham, and I don't know how Scottish you still are, but they've got a bakery there called Redbeard Bakery, and they've got this huge imported Scottish oven that's about 200 or 300 years old, and it was the best Scottish shortbread I've ever had in my life.
Well, that's a big call.
I'm going to get your address after this, and I'm going to send you some.
Please send me some, and I'll send you some of ours.
Okay.
We make our own too.
Great.
All right, well,
that you're on. It's a shortbread off.
A shortbread off.
And secondly, I really want to just thank you for this song. We've spoken about it over the years. It's one of our favourites on this show, The Great Shipping Steel.
Yeah, it's a cracker.
It is a cracker. We love it so hard.
Don Walker wrote this because when Cultures were on the road, we used to hitchhike. We'd all say, we're going on tour, we're going to Melbourne, see you there, and we'd all go after the hitchhike. And I remember getting in, in the outskirts of Sydney, jumping in the front of a truck with some lonely truckie, taking handfuls of pills, driving all night. and I'm going, and I think Don wrote the song about one of those drives.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
See, I've always wanted to know the story behind it, and now I know.
Yeah. It's
Thank
made
you
its
for
way
it.
into the workout rotation downstairs.
Well, it's good. It's a good song.
Yeah.
It's a big favourite live too.
It's
a cracker.
just a ripper.
Yeah.
All right, Jimmy Barnes, thank you so much for coming in.
Very nice to see you guys. Have a good
Always a
Christmas.
thrill to see you, and you're on with that shortbread.
All right. No more eating Ryan. Okay?
Thanks, Jimmy.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Good morning, Samuel.
Good morning, Christine. Hello, Jonathan. Dean. Thomas. Charles.
Wow. That's loud. Noisy. Yeah.
Is it?
We would like to hear Sam if we could. Wizard of Oz.
There we go.
Thank you. Turn that down.
Hey, great to be here. Well done. It's
Wizard of Oz.
it's 7:11. Hey, Barnesy, I love you, but shut up.
Really?
Mate,
Take that back.
I tell you, when he started rolling out anecdotes about the tin lids, I thought, that's it, I'm out of here. No, that was a great chat. The great man. The genuine great man.
And I got to
Shipping
thank him for
steel.
shipping steel.
Yeah,
I mean,
well done, Swanee.
Swanee just told me he's got a brother.
Jeez, that's a bad miss from me to miss that one.
John Swan.
John Swan
is his
sounds
brother.
exactly like him.
Tony Martin today. Also, this Josh Caddy story. If you haven't heard it, you're going to love it. It's coming.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Now listen, I don't want you to get upset at me, John, but that's a good start to a segment, isn't it? But now listen, recently spending some time with your father at the races.
Yes.
Brian.
Brian.
And like I said, he owes me a lot of money from that day. But you just get it back to me whenever you want, Brian.
No pressure.
I've learned. There's a few things that I wanted to bring to the attention of our listeners that I've just recently been revealed to. One was from Brian, and it is this, I think, fact, but you can dispute it or you can explain it. Jonathan Brown, did you do grade 6 twice?
I did.
What? Well, that's big.
And I was
That's
filthy.
big.
I was filthy about it.
Well, explain yourself. What did you get? Did you get back? You bit of a dummy.
No, we're in grade 4 in Victoria.
Yeah.
And we moved to WA.
Okay.
And because I don't have prep or didn't have prep back then, I went straight to grade 6. So I skipped grade 5.
Never did grade 5.
Never did grade 5. And dominated, by the way.
No doubt.
Grade 6.
No doubt. But it was when you do it twice. It's always handy. You know,
No,
when you know
I
the
dominated
answers.
the first year.
Oh, you dominated your first year, grade
But
6,
then
did you?
was not happy when we returned to Victoria.
Yeah.
And the rules were they wouldn't let me go up a grade because I'd be with the wrong year level.
Should have made you go back and do grade 5.
No. Well, yeah.
I'm
that's
so
right.
confused.
So I did grade 6 twice, but never did grade 5.
That's
So
interesting. I didn't know that
Well,
about
I
you.
guess after 7 years
Well,
to
the laws
learn
were
new
you
things.
couldn't just skip if you went
Yeah,
away
well, you're
to a
not going to
state.
be being 11 years old going into
Yeah.
year 7. You can't do that.
Yeah, but the problem was year 6 in Perth and year 6 in Victoria was pretty much the same. So it was like repeating a year.
Yeah. No.
Anyway,
that's out.
I am a dummy.
No, you're
Hey.
not. Come on, mate. Just because you never completed year 5, that grade 5, that doesn't make you a dummy. Hey, the other thing is, remember we played. Who did we play golf with last week? It was the young man who was played for Baldwin. Barks?
Oh, Barks, yeah.
Okay, it's funny. I was talking to this guy called Barks.
How do you spell that?
Well, I think it's short for Barker.
Barker.
It's
Okay,
the other
Barks. Got it.
And he's a very good suburban football player for Baldwin. And he was
a star.
All right, whatever.
Baldwin
He was
during the
there.
Premiership era.
He was there the night that you came down and trained at Baldwin for the first time.
That's right.
Now he told me, he said, Swanee, I don't know who to get to. Should Brownie tell this or should I tell? But Bark said that him and the rest of the boys were very, very excited because 2 days before that, Brownie had popped down and said, "Oh, but you don't mind if I have a run, boys?"
When was this?
It was maybe
When we first started, about 7 years ago.
you know. So he just recently retired, and it's
Yeah.
Jonathan Brown. And
exciting.
they were all very excited that Brownie was going to come down and just train with the suburban club.
Big news.
Now, Barks was astonished. He told me that when, because the boys were all out there and Brownie popped down for his first night at training at Baldwin, and as he strolled out to join the boys who were already out there, Brownie, for some reason, was in full Brisbane Lions jumper, shorts, socks, boots. Did you have your premiership medallions on? How far did you go, mate?
Well, in fairness to me, Sam.
I can see it so clearly. Oh, I just got a butcher's wing.
What do you mean in fairness?
In fairness to me, Sam, I had no other football gear. I'd only played for one club for 15 years. Actually, you know what? I think one of them was the Premiership. I think it was the A1 Premiership jumper. I just thought I'd mark me territory. It's like a dog pissing on the fence.
I'm not saying you made the wrong move.
How intimidating. Jonathan Brown in full Brisbane
You're playing
Lions
for Baldwin.
regalia.
You're playing for Baldwin, Swanee, and just having a training run.
Just
and
down
then you
the
look
road
over
from
to
bloody
the,
Columbo's. This guy.
you look over to the right, and there is the man who was on the biggest stage for 15 years in full kit.
Absolutely. And socks pulled up. Mate, jumper
tucked in, mouth guard.
Mouth guard, everything. The funny, because we didn't match practice that night. The funny thing is, I got touched up by the fullback of the reserves.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast. Josh Caddy, a 2-time premiership player for the Richmond Football Club, who retired in May of this year. Next year, he'll be the new player-coach for the Port Melbourne Colts. Here's Caddy.
Welcome, Josh Caddy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
This is your debut on this show, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Because you left
First time.
your run a bit late. We've only got about
Yeah,
5
I know.
minutes left.
I'd argue almost saved the best till last
Yes.
because now listen, it's a storied AFL career that with 2 premierships and
Two-timer.
Yeah, 2-timer. How many did you get?
I won 3, but
Right,
mate,
okay.
any man that's been able to walk away with a medallion on the neck has got great memories for life.
174 games at the highest level.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
And you made the premierships are at Richmond, and you started at Geelong, though, didn't you?
I actually started Gold Coast.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Geez, there's 3 clubs.
Moved around a bit.
It's on the information sheet, sir.
Thank you, John.
24
You
games.
obviously didn't watch many
Sorry,
games.
mate. No, I
started.
didn't. Mate, you were tough to watch. I'm not going to lie. But you had some good teammates, and
That's fair enough.
we had, as a neutral, we sat through those grand finals. But none of them were great, were they? Those three. Oh, the Geelong one was not a bad watch.
Yeah, that was a good game. Yeah, they come through. But I don't think, Cads, did you play in that one? So was that 2020, the Geelong one?
No, I didn't play in that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
There you
anyway,
go, Sam.
Missed out.
Good research, Sam.
mate, whatever. You're here for one reason, Josh Caddy. That's because I think earlier this year I brought to the attention that during your time at Geelong, You and a teammate of yours, Billy Smeds.
Yeah, good mate of mine, yep.
Yeah, well, you decided to... well, you made the news, right?
Yeah.
You made the news, and this is how it actually sounded.
Billy Smeds and teammate Josh Caddy's childish attempt to stage a mock burglary on teammate Jackson Thurlow's Geelong home went horribly wrong.
Right, so it's a little prank and it's gone wrong.
It's good stuff.
It's a good
Young
stuff.
blokes with time on their hands.
Yeah, little...
That's exactly right.
So if you're wondering, you know,
How did it go
That's
wrong?
a good hook, because you're all in straight away and you go, I wonder how this prank went wrong. Well, there's more detail here.
When disguised in balaclavas, they got the wrong address.
Yes, Josh.
Take us through exactly what happened, Josh Caddy.
All right, so it's funny, 10 years later, we're still talking about it. It always comes up, but yeah, you're right, Brownie. We were bored. It was our day off, and Billy and I, we were at the $2 shop in Geelong, and I was looking for a dog bed. I was getting a dog bed for my dog, and we walked past, and at like the checkout, there was a box of balaclavas, and we're going to visit Jackson Thurlow, that arvo, because he just moved into his new house. So we looked at them, and me and Billy thought, we'll get a couple of balaclavas.
Yes.
We knock on his door, we'll have balaclavas on. It'll be pretty funny. Anyway, what he'd just moved into was like a duplex, so with the share wall down.
Yeah.
We go, which side are you? And he goes, I'm on the one on the left. And so, you know, as we've rocked up, we've gone to the one like on the left. As you look at it, we're knocking on the door, sort of looking inside, and brand new build. So it still sort of looked like a construction site. And we're standing there for probably a minute or so with balaclavas on. No one's coming to the door. I'm looking in going, yeah, it doesn't look like anyone lives here. Anyway, so we've walked around. By this stage, we've taken off the balaclavas and we've walked around to the doors are only sort of 2 metres apart. We've walked around the gate to the other door, knocked on the door, didn't even have the balaclavas on, so we didn't even, you know, there was no sort of, didn't scare him or anything. We've gone inside and had a look around at his new house and had a cup of tea. We're there for probably 15 minutes.
So still no sign of Jackson?
No. He's answered the door, but by this stage we've taken off the balaclavas and stuff, and it didn't even end up being a prank. And then anyway, we've left, and it was not far from the footy club. So on our day off, we used to go into the footy club and play basketball and jump in the pool and that sort of stuff. So we said, we're going to go back to the footy club and do whatever. We jumped in the car, and Billy was driving, and sort of looked in the revision mirror, and this copper's absolutely flying. And we're like, geez, something's going on down here. Lights, sirens, everything. We've turned down a side street to go towards the footy club, and they've almost done a skid around the corner, straight up. So Billy's pulled over straight up the back, and then I remember there was a young copper, and he must have been really early in his career. He's only probably just started. He's jumped out of the car. He was that exuberant, guns drawn, and
stick him up.
get on the ground, get on the ground.
What?
And yeah, language that I can't repeat on here, but he wasn't happy. And anyway, so me and Billy, we're both on the ground next to our doors. We got out of the car, we're both on the ground, and he's gone around to Billy's side. He's got his knee in his back with the gun drawn to the back of his head. And then obviously we've realised exactly what's happened. So I've jumped up and I said, mate, it's just a joke. It was just a joke. We're mucking around. He goes, hey, you get down too. And then anyway, and then it was full on. But we also knew that what had happened, but we couldn't even speak. We couldn't sort of get out and explain what had happened. And we were just joking. And then another copper's come around the corner and sort of on the other side of the car, like a full on, you know, like a big bus sort of thing. And then one of the coppers who jumped out of the car, and straight away he's recognised us. He's gone, hey, what's going on here? Anyway, so he's obviously recognised and said, all right, boys, get up. What's happened? We explained what happened, and they sort of all had a laugh and said, oh, yeah, just be careful. You know, we don't want to be speeding around the streets of Geelong. It's a bit dangerous, so, you know, just be careful and whatever else. And then we said, yeah, sorry about that. We apologise, and that was that. And then silly old Billy Brownless got hold of the story and got on the footy show and said that, mate,
Bill.
Put a bit of pepper on it, as he does, and said that we'd robbed some poor lady's house, got the address wrong, and all sorts of stories were going around. And then anyway, so that was a bit of a laugh. But
listen, you say that it was a bit of a, you know, that Billy put some mustard on, but then so after the next bit of the story was, like you said, you know, the details wrong, but then you go, well, did it escalate? And did it, Dino?
Local police swooping on the failed pranksters, and with guns trained on them, the pair was ordered out of the car.
It's always good when cops swoop. I think that's a rule for life. And then a young Josh Caddy was quoted at the end of the story.
Oh, it was an interesting experience, but yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Hopefully. We can't make any... Like, I'm not guaranteeing. We're just saying hopefully it doesn't happen again.
If that happened in America, you would have been shot dead.
Yeah, I know.
100%.
Very lucky.
Very lucky.
You've looked down the barrel of a gun.
I have, yeah.
For the sake of a prank gone wrong. That's amazing.
Not many can say that, so...
You've got to be careful around Billy Brownless too. Can throw a bit of mustard on the story.
Well, mate, we just wanted you to come in and say, obviously, congratulations on a wonderful career.
Thank you.
Good luck with the Port Melbourne Colts next year.
Yeah, coaching down the Colts, yeah. So.
And you're in football folklore because of that prank gone wrong. You've got the premierships, but you've got a wonderful story to tell the grandkids as well, mate. So thanks for coming.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Good, it is tidbit time. John, you want to go?
I've got a tidbit.
Well, that's not how you do it, though, is it?
I know. I was waiting for Sam because he always likes to just jump in. He's like that boy. He's like that kid in the classroom, isn't he? Hey, just that nerd. Not how you do it, Johnny.
You'd know about classrooms, wouldn't you? Grade 6 twice.
Got him.
Hey, stay down.
Stay down, bro.
Not grade 5, though. What's a grade 5 classroom look like,
I did that twice.
May I offer you a tidbit?
You may.
Rod Stewart, big tour coming out here next year.
Is he?
Yeah.
Big tour. Rod Laverina.
Exciting.
And Mountford when it dries up the car park. His wife, Penny Lancaster, I think it's his third wife. She's a policewoman.
Is she?
There you go.
I didn't know that. I thought she was a model.
She is a policewoman.
What about the policewoman? He lent in.
She's a policewoman. She is a policewoman.
I reckon he might have more than 3. There's
John.
Penny, there's that model, Rachel
Hunter.
Strong.
Yes.
Alana Stewart. I reckon there's another one.
Another one.
You're telling us, John, with all the luxuries of this world, she's out there chasing perps.
She is, mate.
He's saying that despite...
people like Josh Caddy around.
He's just saying, despite Rod Stewart being very, very busy and very, very wealthy, she is a policewoman.
It's like Cagney and Lacey. Surely she doesn't need to work.
No, he's been married 3 times. He's had a lot of partners, Swanee, but he's currently married to Penny Lancaster.
That's been for a long time.
Absolutely. 2007.
Well, that's because she's always out working.
Because she's a
policewoman.
She's a jobbing cop.
Any more in-house? We're going to go to the calls.
I wonder if she shot anyone.
Probably. Let's just say yes. Chelsea, good morning. No, Ali and Chelsea. What do you got for us?
Hello, may I offer you a tidbit?
You may, Ali.
In 1936, an underwater cable from Stanley to Apollo Bay in Victoria provided the first telephone contact from Tasmania to the mainland.
Wow.
Hard to prove.
Yeah.
I love that, Ali.
Thinking no
Thank
follow-up
you.
question. Yeah.
And
What grade are you in, Ali?
I'm in year 5.
Do you want to talk to Jonathan about it? Because he's never done year 5. What would he have expected if he was able to
learn things like that? Did you just learn that in grade 5, Ali?
No, when we went to Tasmania, I learnt it.
Oh.
All right.
Great.
Well,
And-
so, yep. What else, Sally?
I was wondering if I could talk to Sam Payne, please.
Oh, yes, you can, yes.
Sure.
You're on with Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Hello, Ali.
Hello. So my mum loves you.
Yep. She's not alone.
And for my dad's birthday next year,
Yes.
or just for Christmas,
Yep.
we would really like tickets to your next show.
Yeah. Well, once again, Ali, dreams don't always come true, Ali. That's all I'll say. What do you mean next show? What do you want to come to?
Show?
Well, next time you do like the front bar or something.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. And you want your parents to go because you're too young to go, Ali. But do you want your
Yes.
parents to go to front bar? Do you?
Yes, because it's my dad's favourite show, and we got tickets to Jonathan's show, but we couldn't go.
Oh, well, that's
Okay.
it's probably not a bad result, to be honest, Ali. It's very late
It's a
on
bit
Saturday.
late for you, Ali, but at least you're allowed to go. Kids are allowed to go to that one, unlike front bar.
All right. All right. I tell you what, Ali. There's one more front bar this year. It's on Thursday this week. Would you like your parents? Do you think your parents can come along to that?
I think they'll be able to make it.
Yeah. Great. Well, that'll be
Ali,
awesome.
you've done
Why am I being so...
Thank you so much.
All right, then. All right, settle down, Ali.
Where is Sam? What have you done with Sam?
How that 11-year-old kid asked for...
Call Sam.
Generally-
Sam Ticketmaster Pang.
Ali, your parents won then, so they've got that, but you've got a deluxe hamper from Haig's Chocolate. Give something extra special this
You've got
Christmas with the gift of Haig's Chocolates. Head to
yum.
haigschocolates.com.
Sorry for having a heart of gold. That's all I'll say.
You're not going to wish a terminal illness on someone or...
Well, all I'll say, Ali, the parents can come, but then I'm not saying hello to them. You know what I mean?
Okay, good.
All right.
There he is.
So, Ali, they'll get your details, and that was brutal.
Let's go
You're
to
right. You're going to need to lie down. Sexy Michelle.
Sexy Voice Michelle. Oh, say it again. I stuffed up. Say hello again.
Good on you. Good morning.
Good morning, Sexy Michelle.
How are you?
Want tickets to Front Bar, Sexy Michelle?
Oh, no, thanks.
Yeah, all right then. Wow. Okay.
May I offer you a tidbit?
Of course you can, Michelle.
Why, thank you. The difference, 1 million seconds is equivalent to 2 weeks. 1 billion seconds is equivalent to 32 years. If you go up one notch, 1 trillion is just under 32,000 years.
Pretty cool.
Have I made your day?
Talking to you feels like a billion seconds, Michelle. I'm not going to lie to you.
Really? Come on. Don't be such a prick.
Yes, Michelle.
There it is. No,
Give
that
it
was...
to him, Sexy Michelle.
Got me.
Cop
Got
that.
me. That's a lot of seconds, eh?
What are you wearing, Sexy Michelle?
A pair of pajamas. I broke my wrist about 2 months ago, so I'm still recovering.
Wrists normally take 6 weeks. What are you doing?
It's my right hand. Thanks, Dr. Swan. It's my right hand, and it's still swollen and a lot of pain. So
Did it in a knife fight.
You should go see someone about that, Sexy Michelle.
I will.
Start
Michelle.
with not a bottle shop, by the way, Sexy Michelle. Let's go and see a doctor.
Michelle, what'll it be this morning? Wine or chocolate?
Oh, chocolate for my please.
Deluxe hamper from Haig's.
To go with the wine that's been...
haigschocolates.com. There, you can give it something extra special this Christmas. Haig's Chocolates.
This has been great, Brownie.
Sexy Michelle's gonna give you
We're
something.
really going out with a bang, aren't we?
Extra special. Megan.
Whoa.
Megan from Heidelberg. Are you there, beautiful?
I am indeed. May I offer you a tidbit?
Please.
Yes.
Upper and lowercase letters are called that because in the old days, in the printer's workshop, capital letters were stored in the top half of the case and small letters were stored in the bottom half of the case.
Snore!
That's big.
No, I love
Dino.
that.
That's big.
That's 10 out of 10.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Megan, thank you.
Not convinced,
Megan,
Dana.
what are you wearing?
I'm just wearing my work gear.
What is that?
Oh, just pants and a shirt and a cardigan.
Miller's Fashion Club?
No, not quite.
Police woman.
I'm supposed to be the bad one with the caller, Swanee.
No,
You're
it's
having a
just-
shocker over
That was
there.
a little Mystic Chrissy moment.
Yeah, well,
It's Megan, a $200 My Deal voucher. Black Friday sales are now on My Deal. Huge savings on tech, appliances, furniture, and more. Head to mydeal.com.au. T's and C's apply.
That was a good tidbit.
Yeah.
Good tidbit,
Have
Megan.
fun at work, Megan.
You're a nerd.
Had a great momentum,
Thank
that
you.
segment.
it did, didn't it? That segment was another brutal reminder as to why we're finishing.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie and over 100 tickets to our big goodbye show at 8:30. I promise, Swanee.
Morgan Freeman was in the news yesterday, was slammed for making an appearance, taking part in the 2022 Qatar World Cup opening ceremony. It was odd. And I just thought, wouldn't it be great to talk to him? Wouldn't it be great to talk to Morgan Freeman?
Would it?
You're coming on a journey with me, guys, because I remember when I used to work at a different radio station, I used to regularly have a listener on who sounded, he's just a standard white guy, but he sounds like Morgan Freeman. And I thought, I'm going to track him down and I'm going to get him to do his Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
In the spirit of what is potentially a very bad impersonation, because, Dino, you do great impersonations.
Oh, yeah.
And I really believe that you're wonderful, but Brownie and Sam don't.
Jealousy.
It might be jealousy, or we might just have different ears.
Jealousy.
Don't do impressions.
You just don't think he's very good, and I do.
Well, your Trump's disgraceful.
Trump is excellent.
Trump is Burns from Simpsons.
Yeah.
Trump's not Burns from Simpsons.
Absolutely
it is. Give us a covfefe.
Kofefe.
It's so good.
It's Burns.
That's 10 out of 10.
That one was Burns. Even I had it.
Welcome to the microphone. And this story gets even more layered. Alex. Hello, Alex.
Good morning, everyone.
No, don't do Morgan Freeman yet.
That's just my normal voice.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeez, you're very Tombury.
Now, you are on your honeymoon. You're still calling us. This is amazing.
I am. Yes, I'm on my honeymoon in the Mornington Peninsula after getting married at Cryle Castle on the weekend.
What a sentence.
Yes.
That's big.
He got married at Cryle Castle to a damsel, and now he's on his
Son of a
honeymoon,
bitch.
and he's still calling us. There's a lot going on here.
Wow.
Now, Alex, I have sent you yesterday some inspiration, what you can talk to us as Morgan Freeman about. It is a page from Jonathan Brown's book.
That's correct.
So we are going to hear Alex, currently on his honeymoon, fresh from a wedding from at Cryle Castle, read a page from Jonathan Brown's book in the voice of Morgan Freeman.
If at some stage I don't think it sounds like Morgan Freeman, am I allowed to say so?
Absolutely. Honesty is the best policy. I really think
Not
it's
in
very
marriage.
It's a very distinctive.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
I had bought a Saints shirt and a replica of the helmets worn by the players. I put my shirt on, and one of the shop staff even put some black shoe nuggets under my eyes to make me look like a real NFL player. I left the helmet at the shop while we went on a tour of the stadium. On the way out, I grabbed a cardboard box containing what I thought was the helmet. When we jumped out of our taxi back at Bourbon Street, I was full of bravado, strutting around with my Saints kit on. I walked into the bar where the other boys were drinking, thinking that the helmet would go down a treat. I plunked the box down at the bar and shouted, "Look at this, boys." All the boys were watching as I opened the box. But you wouldn't believe it. I had grabbed the wrong box.
That's really good.
Jesus.
It's good. It's a good Morgan Freeman.
It's got little turns of phrase
Yes.
too. Yeah.
Sam, verdict.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's. I wasn't going to stop him.
Alex, that was off the hook. Hey, back to the wedding at Cryle Castle. Were you dressed as a knight?
No, we weren't dressed as a knight, but I did yell out a bit of a huzzah during my wedding speech.
Yes.
One more question.
Did you do it as Morgan Freeman?
Do you make love as Morgan Freeman, Alex?
Do I make love as Morgan Freeman? Yes, sometimes I do.
Jesus Christ.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Put your jumper on and get ready for his penultimate appearance on this the show. The great Tony Martin is here.
Yes, I'm fully recovered. Well, it sounds like I'm not, but here's what's happened. I got some crushed up medication from Wayne Carey, and I'm ready to go.
Are better.
It's the really good medication.
Tony, you sound fine.
It's.
I think you sound worse than you are, but was it, you're away last week with COVID. You got it.
Yeah.
But you're okay. You sound fine.
I was thinking of sending someone else in to do this for me because we were just talking before. You saw Rod Stewart when he wasn't well.
Many years ago.
And what did he do? He kicked a soccer ball around didn't he, in lieu of singing.
For 10 or 15 minutes, dressed in Celtic United. Is it Celtic or Celtic United?
Yeah.
Full green kit and
Celtic,
kicked it.
That's a good
out
trick.
To the audience.
I saw James Brown when he was really quite old, and they're getting to the bit where he does the splits, and we're going, how is he going to pull this off?
Watch me.
And then just as they get to watch me, he goes and leans against a piano, and 4 women in American flag bikinis came out and did all that for him.
Fantastic.
What
a great
Very
option.
similar to your stand-up show, Tony.
I'm thinking of getting that in. What's wrong with that, Tony? It's a good idea.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
In the studio, for the second last time, our mate Tony Martin.
Yes, and what about tidbits? I've been hearing tidbits all the way in.
Yeah.
Here's one for you.
Yep.
May I offer you a tidbit?
Yes, Tony.
Warner Brothers Film Studios hated the title of the movie Beetlejuice and wanted to call it House Ghosts. As a joke, director Tim Burton suggested Scared Sheetless and was horrified when the studio seriously considered using that and prepared a poster.
Wow. Scared shitless.
Oh,
my God.
But what about house ghosts? How generic.
No. How did they get to Beetlejuice in the end? Who came up with that?
Well, I think there's the character of Beetlejuice is in the film, and he's the main character, so it does make sense.
Makes sense.
You did it. Here we go. You did a film that I enjoyed called Bad Eggs.
Not for everyone.
No, it wasn't. The box office show at that time. But I'm saying, no, but it had Bob Franklin and Mick Malloy obviously playing a couple of, well, not dodgy cops, but they were...
Incompetent.
Bad Eggs was the title we went for. What other possible titles were on the whiteboard for that movie?
I don't think there were any other titles, but people did warn me. They're going, you're playing into the hands of reviewers by calling that. You know,
these movies are bad.
So remember when Michael Jackson put out the album Bad?
Yes.
You're going, this is not a good move.
Yes.
Remember when a band called itself Wet, Wet, Wet? You're going, guys, please.
All right.
You're asking for trouble.
Terrible.
So no other titles, Tone? Didn't even think of any other titles?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
House ghosts? Could we have used that? I heard someone called in with a phone call related tidbit, and that reminded me of the very first comedy sketch that I ever wrote when I was a kid, and it was the invention of the telephone. Who was the bloke who invented the telephone?
Alexander Graham Bell.
Alexander Graham Bell, and he invents the telephone, and he sends his assistant into the next room, and he goes, right, pick it up. Can you hear me? And the assistant goes, yes. And Alexander Graham Bell goes, what are you wearing? And that was the sketch. Thought that was hilarious.
How old were you, Tone, at that stage?
It was about 11. Probably didn't even understand what the joke was. I think I sent it into the Dave Allen show.
Did Dave pick it up?
Never got on.
Ended up in Bad Eggs.
It's the opening and the closing.
He's still doing his part of his routine.
What about scam phone calls? Is anyone here still... I'm still getting scam emails. I got one this week, and it just said Coles, just written in Helvetica capitals, but in red. So they've gone, that's near enough to the logo. And the first word of the email was, stop everything's. Yeah, so you know that's going somewhere. But listen to this. This is my friend Natalie in Brisbane. She told this story on Twitter yesterday. Watch out for this scam. Just got a call from an unknown mobile number. Dude claims to be from NBN Australia and needs to check my internet speeds because they're upgrading the line and my connection might get hampered. I asked him why he was calling from a mobile number. He said because he's calling from NBN Australia and is providing a service. Not really an answer, though. I said I wasn't near a computer, but if he's calling me, he must know where in Australia I am and can surely check connections in that area. He then said, quote, you are playing bullshit with me now. Do you want this service or not? Your internet could be disconnected. I said, I'll take my chances, and then he finished with, go to hell fast! And hung up.
Jesus. I had a similar situation with a guy who said, do you know James Smith? I said, no. And he's like, well, that person has been attempting to get into your Commonwealth bank account.
Oh.
Now, I knew that I didn't have a Commonwealth bank account, so I just I said, which account
you
is
had a
it?
Dolomite account.
Which is the account? Yeah, but it's all closed. Which is it? And he told me to go to hell fast.
Go
too.
to hell
They
fast.
don't like it when
You're playing bullshit with me.
Yeah,
You are playing bullshit
I
with
was
me now.
playing bullshit with him.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
One aging nerd. Many questions.
Why does the third Fast and the Furious take place after the sixth one?
What exactly does a best boy do?
Have you ever bought or rented a videotape that wasn't quite right?
Have all the answers.
Is there a second Fly film?
Yeah, there is. Ask Tony.
Here he is. He knows the answers to everything, particularly the nerdy stuff.
Yes, what have you got?
Can I have one?
Brownie's got one.
We saw The Irishman last year or the year before.
Yes, it's still going.
Still going. A long film, Tone.
Who was in that again? It was
everyone.
Robert De Niro.
Pacino.
Pesci.
Harvey Keitel.
In the modern age of film, what's the longest film? Because The Irishman.
Gee, is that
very long.
that might be the longest. I don't know. There was a film called The Decalogue in the 80s that went for 10 hours. That might have broken the record.
10 hours?
Yes.
What was it about?
It was 10 sort of stories joined up together, and you could watch it as a series or you could watch it in one evening. That was a big one.
Wow, that is
Need a toilet break.
Tony, in the past, we've thrown up a name and you've got to a story about them.
Yes.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. A friend of mine worked on a Jackie Chan film that was shot here in Victoria, and there was a scene in it where Jackie Chan had to ski off a cliff top and grab onto a helicopter that was sort of hovering just off the edge of the cliff.
Sounds tricky.
And the director of the film, who was also a stuntman, decided to do that stunt himself. Normally, Jackie Chan would do all of the stunts himself. And a friend of mine who was on the crew said, "Is this a good idea? This is the director of the film." And the producer of the film answered with the words, "Plenty more director in Hong Kong." So the guy did the stunt,
By the way,
and it's in the movie.
By the way, that's two accents you've done. Just be careful.
It
By the way,
wasn't meant to be an accent. Pardon me.
It's 2022, Tone. I know the show's finishing up, but just be careful, all right?
Wait till we get to the Jewish gear later.
No, wait. Con from Reservoir is on the line. Con?
Good morning, everybody.
What have you got for us?
Just a question for Tony. We know Nicole Kidman starred in the BMX Bandits. What a great movie that was.
Yes.
The other two BMX Bandits, because there were three of them, have they gone on to do anything? And who were they?
I don't think I've ever seen BMX Bandits.
What? I grew up with that.
Because it was BMXing and Nicole were not as big in New Zealand as they were here. Can you recall who they were? I do know the director was Brian Trenchard Smith.
Of course you know.
Or BTS, as he's known in the business, later to direct 2 of the 6 Leprechaun movies, including Leprechaun in Space. What was the Leprechaun doing in space? No one was able to explain it. But I'm not sure. Brownie, have you brought up the
I got
the other BMX Bandits?
Angelo D'Angelo.
Oh, Angelo D'Angelo.
What a name.
Any relation of Beverly D'Angelo?
Angelo D'Angelo was one of the stars of the TV series Return to Eden. Not the mini-series with James Rain where someone got eaten by a crocodile, but the TV series resulting in one of the great title cards in an Australian TV show, Angelo D'Angelo as Angelo.
Jesus!
Who was the other BMX bandit?
Tell you what, you have come on the other side of COVID. Your energy's up and you're ready to go, Tone.
John Lay was Moustache. James Lutton was Goose.
Wow.
And Brian Sloman the Creep.
There's only one Goose, and that is Steve Bisley in Mad Max.
Just that crocodile movie, Return to Eden.
Yes.
Who was the woman? Rebecca
Gilling.
Gilling, that's
yes.
it. That's it.
Not to be confused with Belinda...
Carlo.
Belinda Carlo under any circumstance.
Con, 6 bottles of Zonzo Estate wine. Thank you, mate. Lynette, good morning.
I know who you're talking about, though, too.
How you going?
Giblin. Belinda Giblin. Pardon me.
Yes.
Lynette, what is your question for Tony?
Hello, it's Lynette. So in the series Shintaro, why is it they could never get the dubbing right with the wording to the samurai?
What was the series Shintaro?
Shintaro, this was a series where people would often leap backwards into trees in slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
Whole episodes were just people leaping backwards into trees.
Yes. Was it like Monkey?
It was very Monkey. What was the part that was the dubbing didn't fit?
Didn't match the mouth, Don.
Yeah, it probably wasn't made with any great care and I think haste was probably the word. They were doing 56 episodes a series, so the dubbing was just, let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
As long as the person's mouth is moving at the same time as my mouth is moving. Moving on, next episode.
What a great name for a production company. Just let the chips fall where they may.
Lynette, happy with that, friend?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for the 7 years. It's been absolutely wonderful listening to you.
Do you want to have one more go at the name, Dino?
Lynette.
Beautiful.
Yeah. A $200 My Deal voucher. Black Friday sales are now on at My Deal. Huge savings on tech, appliances, furniture and more. Head to mydeal.com.au. T's and C's apply. Keithy in Caulfield, what is your question?
Hey, it's Bro, mate. Just wondering, Tony, what was out of the 2 characters, what was the hardest to prepare for? Doug Phelps or Mr. Ferg?
Okay.
From Dino's Footy Show or from Childish Dino.
These are my two roles in the Dino-verse.
Yeah.
I was Doug Phelps, a very bitter elderly footballer in Dino's Footy Show, and Mr. Ferg, a rather sinister teacher.
It's a deep cut.
Before you answer,
in Childish Dino.
Can I just say that episode where you played Mr. Ferg?
It's terrifying.
Well, you were menacing, Toad. You were really scary.
They just kept getting me to do the lines over and over again, and the phrase was drain the emotion out of it.
Yeah. You were Daniel Day-Lewising it and being method in between takes.
Imagine how dodgy Mr. Ferg would be at home.
Mate.
Now, away from the bright lights, he's just...
Now I'm
stuff going on,
thinking,
wasn't there?
I should have done it as Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. I take your milkshake, Dino.
What's the answer, Keith? What was a harder role to prepare for? In Dino's Footy Show or Childish Dino? Which was harder to?
It was much harder to do, to play Mr. Ferg.
If you want to... Keith, are you happy with that, friend?
Keith was my old man. I got him through last week. It's his son, Brennan.
Oh, Brennan.
Oh, right.
Great.
Good on you.
Happy with the answer.
What happened to Dino's Footy Show?
Yeah, great answer.
Mate, 6 bottles of Zonzo Estate wine for you, mate. Thank you very much for
Dino,
calling.
where can we... I want to watch your footy show again. I remember it being the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Go to my Instagram at Dean On Air. But if you want to see Tony's Mr. Ferg episode where he's just a menacing prick.
Yeah.
Nothing redeeming about him.
Childish Dino.
At Childish Dino.
Episode 2. And in fact, the Footy Show is still on YouTube, and it's worth tuning in just for the work of Franco Costa. I think the best work Franco has ever done.
I agree,
mate. And welcome to the show. The word, the phrase, well, the word Dinoverse. I've been a part of it for a long time.
So is that it? Is that all we got today?
I think that
See you
is
next
all
week,
for today. See you next week.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
How about some tropical stuff?
Would you like a sense of the day?
Yes.
November 22.
Waited all
See, if you're just joining us, though, you've missed a cracking show. Tony Martin on fire. Tidbits.
He knows everyone. If you throw up a name in showbiz, he has a story about everyone. Today it was Jackie Chan.
Huge.
And some revelations about John and his education. And
well, I missed
what's the headline there? Jonathan Brown missed year 5.
No, Jonathan Brown did grade 6 twice. That's the headline. But if you're just tuning in now, then you're an idiot.
Didn't do
you
grade
missed it.
5. Geez, of course, some fights at home.
Didn't do grade 5.
Got back to Victoria.
Did it?
Yeah, but it was against the rules. Yeah, so because you're right, Swanee, an 11-year-old going into year 7 didn't work.
Well,
no.
And then I worked it out. In year 12, we had a genius kid, and this kid was only 12 years old doing year 12. He's now a surgeon. And
I thought it was Husey.
No, Chandrashan, his name was. A 12-year-old doing year 12.
This is that last 30 seconds was amazing.
Hey, can you track down Chandrashan, man?
Absolutely. I can call my old teacher. Yeah, he's over in Perth now.
What was he doing?
I like the idea.
Doing in Warrnambool.
I like the idea that he did year 12 when he was 12. And what did he go on to? To be a surgeon.
Yeah.
I think he's a neurosurgeon. He's pretty clever kid.
I don't think so. You know what?
I used to cheat off him, so I'm a smart kid.
Yeah, you're the smart one.
Nice.
Yes.
Sounds like Doogie Howser.
Well done, John. Well done. Hey, Eastern States, that's us, I suppose. They've been told it's very windy. Brace yourself for destructive winds. That's what I would say.
I'm sick of bracing myself. Is anyone else?
Yep.
I'm moving back to Queensland. I've had enough.
Yeah, fair.
I've had enough. It's just crazy.
Editorial John, I'm really enjoying today, by the way.
You should become a policeman.
Hey, if you go back to Brisbane, drivers using one of Brisbane's busiest roads were left gobsmacked by a huge billboard displaying the homepage of Pornhub. That's big.
Big. Very big.
The crude scene was visible for more than 3 minutes.
Also known as Dino's lock screen.
Nope, that's no.
The crude scene was visible for more than 3 minutes at 9:23 a.m. 3 minutes more than enough time.
What suburb was it in, Sam?
What
suburb?
Yeah, and the big one up there. We all know it.
Milton, thank you, walkie-talkie, Jack.
That's right in the city there. The Forex Brewery.
This operation, as we wind down, is a disgrace. We are in a studio that has been like an abandoned car that's been stripped for parts.
I like it.
We're talking to Jack on a walkie-talkie, and Ash is a metre away and is on delay whenever we talk to her. So, well done, everyone. Qatar have announced the first seizure of drugs during the Football World Cup.
Yes.
Jeez, forget about the beer ban. They've gone. They've just people are trying for drugs over there.
What do we got?
including the paint. Well, there's paint. Customs authorities at the airport have foiled the smuggling. They've foiled it. Of hashish. and a lot of pills, illicit substances were found, and officials, have
I believe
suspects.
one of them was a tramadol. Was a lot of tramadol.
Yeah, what's that?
Which is like a painkilling injection.
Tramadol.
So I wonder if they were getting smuggled in for one of the teams.
You can have it in capsule form.
I should take 10 of them. I should take 10 of them at 7 a.m. Jay Leno has been released from the hospital after suffering severe burns. Remember the ex-late night host?
Yeah.
He was attending to one of his luxury old cars, vintage cars, and it was like a steam car, and it blew up, and he went up like a Christmas tree.
There he is. He's on fire.
He's had a photo taken, posted at the burn centre. He's been treated for the last 9 days.
Treating him,
and he looks like.
Is he going to be okay?
There's noticeable scarring, John.
On his face?
And hands.
Yeah.
Really?
Take back that sound effect.
No, a bit late now, I would have thought. Also, still in Qatar, fans have been sharing tips on how to smuggle beer into the World Cup. One fan suggested bringing in a can of beer covered with a Coca-Cola sleeve, allowing spectators to deceive security. Have you ever done the vodka in the watermelon?
Watermelon.
Ever done that? No. Oh, it's a rite of passage.
I never did. That used to happen in a lot of the MCG.
You do it. I think it's on the citizenship test. You've really got to. Yeah, man. It's Bradman's average, and can you sneak a watermelon full of vodka into the cricket?
How do you do it? Do you inject it in?
Yes.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
What else?
Wait, do you hollow it out? Or is
Slightly. You burrow it slightly, and then you conceal where the hole was made using the off cut of the watermelon.
Wow.
I'm told.
Is it poured in?
You hear that?
Yeah. Like a drill.
And then do you eat the watermelon with the vodka in it? Or
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes cricket fun.
It's like an organic UDL.
Fantastic.
It's just watermelon and vodka.
NASA says people will be living on the moon within decades. NASA says people will be living on the moon within this decade.
Wouldn't have thought so.
Really? I would have thought you'd buy anything to get away from your family. You'd be straight there, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Are they in the car? Are they in the car right now? Sorry about that. Finally, Swanee.
Love to the family. I love you all.
Love to the family.
Include my wife, who I love.
Summer John.
Oh, God.
Hello.
You cannot be tamed.
Hello to the Brown
Speaking of not being
family.
tamed, feral foxes are running rampant in the city, Swanee.
I see foxes all
They're
the time.
a menace.
Well, apparently they're causing havoc in our inner suburbs, and they're jumping fences into backyards, and they're on rooftops, and they're approaching people in daylight. I want this on the record. Hard hitting. This is a big editorial.
Yeah.
Mate, I am pro fox.
So am I.
What?
Beautiful.
I love them. If I see a fox, it's like you with your corgi, Swan.
Yeah.
If I see a fox, it's going to be a good day. I don't know what people always say, when I say I like foxes, they always go, "Oh, mate, you can't be pro fox." You feel like, there's the.
Really?
They always say this one. They go, "No, they get in there and they get the chickens." I'm going. I don't
I
give
got a
this.
hold of Beyonce one year up at the farm.
Oh, Beyonce the chook.
Beyonce, your chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't care.
Nah.
I'm pro fox.
So am I.
Well, how can in the battle for people's hearts between chickens and foxes, I am firmly in the camp of the fox.
I agree. It's like a good luck talisman when you see one. It's like, oh my God, there's a fox.
They're special.
Cousin Denby and I on the farm once caught a baby fox, hoping to tame it, but it pissed on everything.
Wow, that's no, I just wanted to
How
finish.
big was it though? Like a kitten size?
Kitten size. So we're like, and hey, it was on its own. So we're like, it's all right. We're going to tame you.
Yeah.
But yeah, just it ate everything, and the urine was prolific.
If you ever see me and we want to have an argument about foxes versus chickens, just tell me this: that foxes are special, chickens are everywhere. So until I can go down to the supermarket and buy myself a fox, they will always be ahead of chickens.
Agreed.
All right, so
100% agree.
I'm Sam Pang, and that's my say.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
In over 100.